Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, relationships, game, everything in between. I'm putting you on some good game today. Alright, we've been watching this video. Which guy gets the most girls? Girls rank guys by Riz. Riz is game, Riz is whatever you want it to be. Smooth talking, non-verbal communication. Does the guy get the girl? That's Riz, right? If you've not watched the prior episodes, you need to do so. Go back on the channel and watch from the start, yeah? Because you need to understand who these people are and how they're engaging. Now, we've got the introduction to the ladies. This is going to be good. This is where the game begins. This is where I'm going to teach you about reading women, yeah? Important. So let's jump in. This is our first introduction. I've not seen this before in my life. I don't know who these girls are. Don't know what they're going to look like. Don't know how they're going to engage. So they've brought 5 women to discuss what Riz means to them and to rank the men based on their Riz, right? So now the women are ranking the men. Let's go. Let's see how these girls walk on. And let's see who's a painting, yeah? Get back!
Riz?
Okay. We got Monica. Let's go back. So, bloody hell. So, hey! So let's pay attention, yeah? We got a cute thing up at the front. Big furry boots, peacocking in her own way, yeah? Pink dress. And I want to ask you, fellas, if you're engaging in conversation, how are you going to do so with each one of these women, right? Pay attention. We got tall girl here with the trainers on. She's not going to be wearing high heels like the ones who follow on because it's just going to, you know, overshadow her competition to an extent where there might not be any men ready for her. You know, maybe when she's in the club, she might put a pair of high heels on to capture, you know what I mean, a piece de la resistance or whatever the French say. Get herself a nice tall man, you know what I mean, who can be with her while she's as tall as she ever will be. Why the hell not? That girl wants to look good. She feels good in them high heels. The high heels accentuate her derriere. The high heels activate the muscles to showcase tone in the legs. The tone of the legs accentuate the unconscious perception of fertility from the men. These are why all these objects are utilized and weaponized. We don't get told why. Nobody knows why. People just do it because it's a social custom at this moment in time. But we've got a nice young lady at the back, behind the tall one, wearing red, quite striking, one of the most visible colors. Also color symbolism adjacent to, you know, temptation, danger, sex, and red and black together is definitely symbolic of death, right? Moving onwards, we got the highest heels I've seen in my life. Let's see her. She moves on. Pigtails, you know what that's symbolic of. We've got a chain around the neck. You know, whips and chains. There is. And we've got leather jackets. We've got fetish central over here, whether she knows it or not. And when we've got this beauty over here in a tank top. Right, let's keep going. Eyeshadow on, or whatever you would call it, to highlight the eyes. And yeah, what more needs to be said? Let's go.
Riz is cringe. Yeah.
Riz is cringe, she says. She claps her hands as she says so to emphasize that, to dial that point in. When she says that, she looks over to the other girls for some degree of support. You are with me, right, girls? I don't want to be here all alone.
Is cringe.
As she says, is cringe, she looks over to the group, right? Please accept me. Please accept me. Because I'll tell you what, the boys want it to be accepted, but nobody wants acceptance more than the girls, right? The social life of a woman is the most important thing, right? Let's go.
Yeah. Am I wrong?
No.
She says, am I wrong as opposed to am I right? I'm not looking for validation. I'm looking for you to compete with me. Does anybody want to make this awkward, you know? This lady leans away at the end.
Right? Okay.
Wait, what?
As she goes,
No, you're not wrong. No, you're correct. I mean, like, I guess a guy...
She says, as I wrong, because she might actually be looking over someone who is indirectly looking at her, symbolizing the body language of her being incorrect, right? At first glance, she might also be a bit autistic.
Yeah. Am I wrong?
No.
Right? Okay.
Am I wrong? She looks angry as the brow furrows, the eyes close, blocking out the visual stimuli, right? It's an eye-blocking behaviour. This lady leans away from her. And I'm not being tight on the ladies. If these were the boys, this is exactly what would happen as well. She's clutching onto her hands, stimulating, pacifying behaviour in relation. She says, because she's trying to grasp the words, but she's making it aware that she has something to say. She's just trying to buy time here.
Wait, what?
No, you're not wrong. No, you're correct.
I mean, like, I guess a guy can try to, like, riz you and be cringe, but, like, if he has good game and he's smooth with it, then, like, I personally don't think it can be cringe.
So she's saying that because, as I said, it doesn't show her response to when the tall lady looks around and looks at the girls. She's definitely looked at her and seen that she was in dispute of what was being said without saying a word, because these ladies can read nonverbal communication inbuilt that men can't, right? Do you see how I picked up on that?
With her.
Yeah.
She goes, I'm with her. Already there's a divide in the group. The tall lady, such as the tall man, is starting to be ostracized. Isn't this a bizarre turn of events?
Game and he's smooth with it, then, like, I personally don't think it can be cringe.
I'm with her.
Yeah.
And as the tall woman clapped her hand to nailing a point, she says, I don't think it can be cringe, mirrored the behaviour of such. Right, we've got a rebuttal here.
The cringe riz is like the common pickup line type, but like a good riz would be charismatic, positive, confidence, right?
If they
She says confidence, right? Watch the
Good
eyes.
Riz.
When she says, well, she does it multiple times. Watch her now when she says Riz.
Cringe riz is like the common pickup line type, but like a good riz.
A good Riz, she says, as she narrows her eyes to block out what she's actually saying, because she's saying so now to contribute to the social harmony within the group, as opposed to express her genuine opinion. There is no good Riz. That's why she cringes when she says it. Her eyes, as the girl who closed her eyes, she is narrowing her eyes because the experience she is receiving, the threatening social judgment she is garnering and receiving right now, needs to be shut off, right? Three blind monkeys. One covers their mouth, one covers their eyes, one covers their ears. See this manifest in body language. It will happen, right? I like this girl in the red here. She's not talking too much. She's nice, her. You know what I mean? Fellas, if you want a lady who will treat you well and who will look after you, come on. You don't want one who's too overtly political and, you know what I mean, has to have an opinion on everything. Get yourself a nice girl like her. She's chilling out. She's chilling out. This girl in the black is casting heavy judgment on her, though. Look. Do you see this? This might be the alpha of the group, to be honest with you. This black-haired girl.
Riz would be charismatic, positive,
Charismatic, she says, as she looks over, nodding her head to say, agree with me. That's a salesman technique. If I'm sending you, if I'm advertising you a car and I'm saying it's good, innit, and I'm nodding my head, indirectly you're probably going to nod along with me, right? Mirror neurons, especially if we've established rapport. Her eyes close again, blocking out the stimuli. She's probably looking over at the girl at the end who established this need for her to qualify herself. It's game in its own way. Watch.
confidence, right?
if they Googled how do I hit on a female, like
No.
it's like I'm cringing.
Yeah.
I like confidence, just not cocky.
She says, I like confidence, just not cocky. Well, that would be
It's like I'm cringing.
the contrary to what she is, because as she starts speaking, she sounds sheepish. As she sounds sheepish, she looks at the floor, disengaging eye contact with the group.
Confidence.
Look, she looks straight to the floor. She doesn't want to be the center of attention. Hey, which is cute in its own way. I'm not putting that down.
Just not cocky. So if you like approach me like you are entitled already, and like I should just automatically go after you just because you tried, I'd turn them away.
Right.
Very easily.
And it's like you don't have to be super confident as long as you put yourself out there.
Yes.
And funny.
Funny means dominant in its own way, right? As we looked at with the boys, right? People who are in their submissive position are going to smile and laugh along more naturally than someone who is in a dominant position, right? So it's not about cracking the right jokes and being humorous and being a comedian. It's about expressing a value that she deems worthy of being put in her natural feminine place, right?
I mean, like, you could be like a 4, but if you got, like, you know, immaculate riz,
Then you're a 10.
Then it
you're
goes
like,
up.
probably,
Yeah.
probably a 9. Probably a 9.
The men will now demonstrate their riz for the women to judge, right? It's going to get good. I'll see you on the next video, people.